I was in a headspace a while ago where I was having sets like that just all the time.
Sorry, that's my Andy. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I can't even finish now. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Beautiful Boys. This is Andy Haynes, and we're joined, and also Mike Cannon. He's also here.
I was making sure that I parked.
Okay. And we have a very special guest. I would arguably say one of the funniest people in New York.
Yeah, I would say that as well. And also one of my longest friends in New York. Right?
I remember one time we were in the funniest shit. I remember one time.
Petey DeAbreu.
Oh, yes.
let's say his
What's up,
name.
guys? How
Sure.
are you?
Yeah. It's
Did I say your last name right?
Format.
Yeah.
Yo, one time we were in the the kitchen of Greenwich Village Comedy Club like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And you were like, bro, you look like you look like a JUCO basketball coach, yo. And that shit. Oh no, you like a community college basketball coach. And that shit was so funny to me, dog.
He does. Well, Petey does. He looks like every AAU coach that I had, like a guy that played but like didn't get into formal coaching, but still wanted to be close to the game.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, that also.
That's what all the stars from my high school do now.
Yeah. Those are
all-
like the guys that I played in that series. I did Old Man Basketball. Was all dudes that like continued on coaching or training or whatever, and so they never gave up on it. And then I hadn't touched a ball in 16 years. It was brutal
That's
stuff.
awesome.
But that
Are you back now though? Or have you been hooping?
with my son, I'm playing with a 5-year-old. That's kind of the extent of how much I can.
So you about to be what's his name? Curry.
Oh, dude, yeah,
He's about to be Steph.
I showed him Peyton Pritchard's dribbling workout. My son is a Celtics fan. And I showed him his dribbling workout, and he's literally been working on his left hand ever since. He's 5.
But ain't you a Knicks
That's
fan?
awesome.
Aren't
I
you a
came
Knicks
out to
fan?
the driveway, and he goes, "Dad, I'm working on my left," and he's pounding. And he goes, "Look, too high, too low, too high, too low." And I'm
Whoa.
like, "Yes,
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it."
Aren't you a Knicks fan?
I'm a big Knicks fan. He not only rooted for the Celtics, he rooted for the Pacers.
He was trying to fuck with them.
Yeah. It's just like, my father said it when I was a kid, and I never fully understood it until now. And it's funny. So every Cannon son is born with a heat-seeking target for his father. Like, that's who they're coming for.
Yeah.
They're set to dethrone the man. And I never really, like, understood it. Like, I knew I busted my dad's balls, but I didn't know to what extent. And now I'm seeing it in my kid, and I'm laughing at how personally my dad took it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What am I going to be like, Tyrese Halliburton sucks and you better admit it now? Like, what am I, some kind of fucking lunatic?
That'd be so funny. You don't talk to your son for 5 days. No, we're not talking.
I did stop him, though, and say, this is now unacceptable for you to root for the Pacers. Like, while they were playing the Knicks, I was like, you can't.
You're being mean.
Yeah, I was like, I just have gone through too much heartbreak from this team in my whole
That's
life.
crazy.
Dude, well, you're a lifelong New Yorker.
Yeah.
Are you a Knicks fan?
Yeah, of course.
So I thought, and I don't know if you did, but I thought that I had like grown up. I thought that sports were no longer as important as they were to me because I just kind of gotten over. I didn't care who won and who lost, and I was fans of like individual players and stuff like that. And then the Knicks kind of reemerged back into relevance. The last year's run followed by this year's run, and because of all of that, like from the permafrost of my body comes all of these what I thought were dead feelings, but they're fucking whipping around, fresh as ever. All those feelings of Reggie Miller hitting big threes, of, Patrick Ewing clanging a finger roll off the back of the rim instead of dunking it, like all that Rick Smits, like all that shit just like popped up in my head and became like an active problem.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was rough. I tried to ignore it. You know what you're saying? You're like, at first you're like,
Yeah.
I'll check it out. You know, I'll get my hopes up. And then you're like, oh shit, we're doing good. And then they start like winning and you're like, and that's not even last year. Last year it was like, oh, this is dope.
Super fun.
And this year it was like, wait, you guys are doing better. Like once they beat the Celtics, I was fucking 7, 8 years old, 9 years
100%.
old again, bro.
100%.
I was like die hard for them after they beat the Celtics, and I'd never given a shit about the Celtics or about the Knicks. I was just like, wait, this is awesome. And it's because New York is 100 times funner to live in when the Knicks are winning.
No, the atmosphere, that's the thing, right? Is like you could tell even non-sports fans are being intoxicated by the positivity of the city having a lightning rod.
Yeah.
Like it very rarely has anything that people kind of can come together and boo. Like Mayor Adams was that for a little while when he's like, fucking stupidly walking Luigi like he did it, all that stuff. And through his thing, people booed him kind of simultaneously together. It's usually over something negative, but nothing there's very few positive things to coalesce around as a city.
Can I say even that, which is crazy? I'm getting candy right now. They have candy here, man. It's great, like the big bags too, not the small ones. They didn't fucking.
It's not Halloween.
Yeah, but like the big ones.
These are real grown-up candy hours,
dude. I've never been I've been a fan my whole life, and I've never experienced that level of fucking enjoy. Like
I can't tell if what you're doing right now is a bit. The idea to pop 2 sour candies, chewable candies in your mouth right before you start a sentence is the funniest.
I love it.
Bro, I have on a hoodie with shorts. Nothing matters.
No,
man.
you're right.
I love hoodies.
You're right.
That's my favorite outfit.
I know.
Is a sweatshirt with shorts.
Yeah.
It's the best weather.
It's a little, yes. Yeah. Do you know what that reminds me of? Is like dusk at a lake. And I know you're going to call me white trash, but there is nothing more that I love.
That's the Wasps do that too. We
was
all
gonna
do
say-
that. Yeah. That's a
gonna
very
say
Wasp
rugby.
thing.
Okay.
I could see you rugby shorts.
Our lake has
Rugby short combo
yeah, of course.
for the win. NBs
Wonderful.
on the feet.
Yeah, NBs or like some Sperry's back in the day. Thicker hair.
Yeah, like go boating at any
Oh,
time.
you posted a picture recently.
Yeah, long
Like
hair.
a long hair, Andy.
Yeah, long
Yeah.
hair. dude.
Which again, like throughout many of your iterations of life, like you have always looked the same from what I remember. Like, and even your old pictures that you post from your former life,
Yes.
like you're still the same face. You have gone through many Andys where you don't really even look related to yourself.
I know. Yeah.
Yo, hold on. How long was your hair, dude?
It was like shoulder length.
Full skater,
What was the
Like-
okay,
like
skater
this?
vibes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well, you were
like
a skater.
Breckenmeyer and Clueless.
yeah, I was
were
just like a stoner, I was just like
Weren't you a skater too, or no?
a little bit. I was never good. I was a skier. That's what I was. But I always thought it was very I thought I was very bohemian the whole time. Everything I did, I thought was very bohemian and interesting.
I see. So before I inevitably go bald or something, I do see.
I don't think you're gonna.
I think I am because I think when I bleached my hair, I like fucked up a few of the.
I definitely did that. I bleached my hair, and that's when the real fucking baldness.
No, it's starting
happened.
to thin out. I think it's starting to thin in certain areas. I do a good job of hanging on.
What's
for
your
dear
hairline
life.
doing?
My hair line.
Yeah,
That shit. I have a big forehead, so it's always looked like.
Has it
pushed
always
back.
been?
Yeah.
but
Were
it's
you one of
holding
those
tight.
young kids that looked like an old kid?
Nah, my head looked like it been through some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My head looked like it was here before me. You know.
Mm-hmm. I had some friends when I was younger who, 5-year-old young black kids, but they had the hairline of Carl Winslow.
My dad told me that he started going bald in middle school.
Wow.
Crazy. Oh, what about you? Ever either of you have a kid in your class that had gray hair when you were a kid?
Yes.
And that shit fucked
That
your
shit
head up
was
like
weird.
whoa.
Were you?
No, I went gray. I started going gray at 19, but what I thought was starting wasn't. Like
I knew a
now
kid
it's-
in high school that had gray hair. It was so weird.
No kidding.
Yeah, it looked like
Like
your
Taylor
hair now.
Hicks
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Hicks?
from American Idol. I think he plays second.
Oh yeah. He was the gay one.
He looks like a fucking...
Oh no, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
he looks
yeah,
like
that
he
guy.
kind of was gay, but I don't think so. He
No.
looked like a
He
fat
looked like a
Cheshire
dad.
cat. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever play sports, Petey?
I used to run track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
shit.
But like the boring shit, like the 800.
Okay.
2 laps.
Yeah, like 2
That's
laps.
to be honest, that's like one of the hardest races because you have to control your output to be at like between 75 and 80%. And then at your most gas, you have to turn it up to 100%.
Yeah, that's when I used to die. Like,
Yeah, dude.
that shit is so
That
hard.
shit was so
bro.
hard. I remember when I used to run the mile at school, people would take off,
Mhm.
and then so I would like sprint with everybody at the
Yeah.
beginning. And then like right when the sprint was done, I was like, oh, I'm done.
But yeah, I'm
I'm
cooked.
done.
Yeah, yeah.
Truly cooked.
Yeah.
That was the one thing when I never got into like really elite shape. Like I was always in good shape playing sports, and what I thought was like elite shape, but I never got into like elite shape until I went to college, and we did all of these fucking like, wheelbarrow up a hill, carry your teammate who weighs a little bit more than you up the hill, like just doing all that stuff. And it's that where like the first time I ran a sub, I don't think it was it couldn't have been sub 5, but it might have been. I ran like around like a 5:15 or something like that when I was at my fastest. And I think like at that was when I was in elite shape, and I knew it because after the first go around when I was keeping pace with the fastest runners, I still had it.
Wow.
I was confused by it, like digging deep and being like, oh, it's right there. Like I could actually continue to do this. This is great. Felt like TJ McConnell.
Yeah, I started running again, and it's like I have to run like a mile before it feels regular.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, ugh, like for the whole first mile, and then I get to that mile, and then I'm like, oh wait, I got some gas left in the tank.
Right.
And then I hit a coast, and I'm fine. But it's like that first mile, it's like I look like fucking Eeyore trying to like.
You're like trying to get all your joints to align.
Yeah, exactly. It's not pretty.
Do you have like knee problems or anything from that?
Nah, it's usually from the Timbs.
Yeah.
Like years of boots and the fucking concrete. But I gave up on running though in school.
Really?
Yeah. Cause I was like, I like had a few pen relays back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then like not to make it sad, but like my fucking first of all, I had a bad coach. Like a coach that didn't really put you on the game or teach you how to fucking run. It was just like, all right.
But my coach is serving time for pedophilia, so I totally get it.
Yeah, he didn't pedophile us. He didn't pedophile us. Yeah. But he was just like that there with, and then
pedophile that.
After a while, I was like.
Pedophile that underage.
Yeah, pedophile that underage. 8 through 10. No, yeah, I don't know. I just quit that shit, bro. And then there was nobody like, yo, you should just keep running.
That's how I kind of was with soccer, where it was like I was probably like decent, could have like maybe gone, if I would have started like 12, 13 and gone and been like a college player. But then I kind of like crashed out, and then I got back into it. But by the time it was like everybody in my grade was like on varsity and I was in JV, and I was just like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not going to be on JV. I'm not going to give it my all on JV.
Yeah.
And so
there was a moment that's the hardest part is to like push through reality when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
And like dismiss the overwhelming likelihood of something happening, because that was the hardest part for me when I was in JUCO and I was still playing to get recruited. So you're both playing within the team, but then also trying to showcase yourself. But like the best I was going to get was D3, maybe low D2. And there came a time where I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this? I mean, I really love it. I love basketball, but truly, unless I'm going to be a coach, which I like couldn't even really see the path to doing that, I was like, what the fuck am I staying around for?
Yeah. Yo, did either of you know someone that like growing up with that dedicated their life so fucking hard to like whatever sport? And then, and like they did everything, every camp, everything. Like they had all the shit. Their parents got them all the shit, and then they hit that wall you're talking about, and then they just crashed out.
Oh man, because I know kids that like it was like the day the camp was over, they were like smoking a blunt, fucking doing lines. Like they'd been perfect kids.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I knew this one girl. When you do like gymnastics and like those kind of like intense. I don't know how you would classify them, but like figure skating, I think is the same thing. There's a couple female sports. Nicole might know this.
It like blocks womanhood.
Yeah, it blocks womanhood. And this girl that I went to middle school with,
that's crazy.
In high school, she was like gonna be like on a college D1 gymnastics team, maybe on the US team. I don't know what the sport looks like after high school, but she like hurt her knee. And she went from like having like, child body to just getting tits and an ass, and she just couldn't compete anymore.
That's crazy.
And then
she ruined everything.
She became a real freak-a-leak.
No, that's wild, bro. Like I remember one homie, it was like he just went. It was the first person I ever seen like beat depressed, like, oh shit.
Like it's over.
Like I mean, like
what'd he
just
play?
kind of like the basketball.
Yeah.
And he was just like down. wouldn't come outside anymore. Like
No
one of the
shit.
bros, like we were young, maybe like 15, 16,
And he was done.
17. But like I guess he didn't go. It didn't go his way.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy too when you think how young it was. When you're like, I'm probably not gonna make it to the league.
Well,
yeah, you have to decide at like 9.
know?
You have to decide at like 9 if you're
It's
gonna
sadder
make it.
when you're somebody like me who still think they thought they had a chance in 10th grade. Like I literally thought like late. It's embarrassing. But honestly, I think having comedy to jump to
Right.
was almost like having what do people wean themselves? Suboxone or something?
Yeah,
like what
yeah.
do people wean themselves off of
Suboxone
heroin?
off of a sports stream.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that is exactly what comedy was, where I could, chip my way off of the attention, the competitive nature of it, the thing, have something else to focus on, convince myself that I had a calling. You know, I was always the funny basketball player, so
Yeah.
that's probably what I was really.
I think
supposed to do.
comedy is the Suboxone of all lost dreams. I think it is.
Yo, I've never.
Theater, acting, whatever,
Yeah, Jeremy
writing.
Piven.
Yeah, all of them.
I've never heard the word Suboxone, but that's about to be in my vocabulary. hard,
Suboxone
bro.
is generic heroin that
Yo,
you give
bro.
addicts.
They own that Suboxone out here. If they really think, you know what I'm saying? If they really think that's what it is,
Yeah.
they Suboxone. Yo, they need to
Yeah.
get off that Suboxone and go on a sabbatical. You heard? It's wild.
See, that's a thing about Petey that I really admire is one, you're inherently funny. Your voice is very funny. You're so New York that it's like you're almost like a time capsule human being that barely exists anymore. But and especially like coming down here to Manhattan because,
Right,
you know,
right,
now
right,
this is
right.
just the fucking world of transplants and shit. In the Bronx, there's more, you know, native New
Oh, yeah.
Yorkers
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like you're very also aware of your tonality, accent, and everything, and you play with it on stage in a way where you're like, I know what I'm saying barely makes sense, but it's so fucking funny because of how I'm saying it.
And
Is
it's-
that
Yeah.
that's a compliment? And I
Oh,
meant
no,
it as a
because
compliment.
it's funny to me.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's like what you were saying earlier about like that version of the guy that's like when you're the version that you want to be.
Yes, yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
I want to do that. Like I was looking at a video of me just talking about doing crowd work, and someone was from Rochester,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, Rochester. I'm like, it's a Chester. I go, it's not the best Chester, but it's a Chester. I go, it's not a Westchester. It's a decent Chester, but it's a Chester nonetheless. And it was just dumb as hell. And I was watching the video. I'm like, God, I just want that every time.
That's who I want to be.
It was like there's no like, it doesn't make any sense at all.
That's
but
so
it makes
funny.
sense to me.
But
Like, I
that's
don't know.
also like that's such a pure moment where I don't, and I wonder if this makes sense to anybody outside of the job. But like, there are moments where you're like, that was me being funny as a kid. Like that is the purest form of me being funny and me being me that exists in the world, and people connected to it in the room. So it might not even retelling it or whatever doesn't necessarily even give it like its proper credit.
Right.
But like in that moment, you're like, God damn, that's like pure coca leaf me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the things I like about your stand-up is that you are funny like people are funny. You know, like you always talk
Yeah.
about these people that should do stand-up and they're just like so funny and they never do stand-up. You're one of those people that actually did stand-up. And you're funny how you are off stage, on stage, which I feel like I can be pretty funny sometimes as like a dry kind of like jab you, give you a
Mhm.
little sword of a, you know, of a joke there. But then I go on stage and I'm kind of a rehearsed, I've practiced these jokes, I'm doing an
I
act.
feel like you're pretty present though.
I'm more present on stage probably. To be honest.
Yeah. That's
like,
why I
I'm
mean
In
dialed
real life,
in.
I'm freaking
Dialed
out.
in. He's like, I'm dialed in on
I'm
stage.
freaking the fuck out in real life. I'm like,
sometimes I mean, you know, I'm whatever you guys see is what you see. I don't
right.
know. But in my head, I'm like pressed against the window.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's happening out there?
yeah, that's me all the time. And then my body's like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, bro. I don't know.
But you don't seem like you get anxious.
I get mad anxious.
You do? I don't see a lot of like I've seen you depressed because I've seen
Yeah.
you. I've known you now for 7 years.
I don't think I get as anxious anymore, or my anxious is like it's like just between me and me.
Yeah.
So it's not like an outward anxiety.
There's no agita.
It's like an internal.
You're fighting a battle nobody else can see.
Yeah, but I be winning though.
You do?
Yeah, I be
What's
fucking
that
it
like?
up. It's like delusion, bro. It's delusion.
Yeah.
Delusion always wins, bro. Like delusion is my shit, bro. Because delusion is the best, bro. Like literally, like it's fine.
Yeah.
I say that
fine.
all the time, even when I don't know if it's not fine. It could be terribly not fine.
Yeah.
But I believe it's fine, and it's always like fine, whatever.
But you find yourself following your own words.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I wish I had that, like, my brain, I don't know what, like, I'm curious what led me to not trusting anything, but my brain doesn't believe my thoughts. It doesn't believe what you say. It's like, it's constantly trying to poke holes and reroute.
Does your brain believe the bad stuff? Because my brain believes all the bad stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's more or less what it is. But
like, I can be like, you're doing great. You're trying your hardest.
Yeah.
That was really good, whatever it is. And then the thing in my voice is like, you're a complete fraud. This is never going to work out. You're very unlikable. And I'm like, all right, well, that guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, the problem is there's a fundamental truth in all of it. The positivity is
you
harder.
don't have to say that.
Hilarious. He's like,
Not for you.
He's like, I mean, it is a fact.
You are unlikable.
That is a fact.
I mean, we all know ourselves really well.
Right.
So it is, even when you're speaking to your own insecurities or own shortcomings or own weaknesses or whatever, you're technically right. You're just being a fucking jerk to yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. And also, you're grading yourself on a scale that doesn't exist because, one, nobody is interested in your scale. And
Yeah.
two, nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's the same point.
Oh, God, Mike.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to
You know what, too? I guess for me, I like that. I have those, and it's like, I'm like, yo, you're a fucking hater, dog.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what I tell that voice.
You call yourself a hater of yourself.
That voice is a hater. I'm like, the fuck out of here. But then also like, all right, so like I just started working at the Cellar a little more, like in the last month or two, and it's like, it's kind of like re-energize, recharge my enthusiasm.
Yeah.
For stand up, as far as like. Yo, dog, as long as you get to, it's like you just wanted to hoop.
Right.
Like, yo, as long as they let me in the gym, I don't even give a fuck if I don't hit any shots. I want to hit all the shots. And then you see people that are hooping. You see fucking legends come back to the gym that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
And like they're getting the same smoke as everybody. Like they may get the 2 seconds of love, but then it's like, all right, Ray Romano, what you got? And then he fucking does the thing, and you're like, oh man, it's not even that I ain't shit. It's like, yo, who am I, bro? Like I get to be a part of the fucking league. I don't give a fuck if it's at the end of the bench, the front of the bench. Like, that's the weirdest thing. I go, well, at the end of the day, I get to do what I want. I'm doing what I want to do, bro.
Yeah. How do you stop yourself? So this is me purely talking about myself, asking you if you even have this issue. But how do you stop yourself from feeling bad that you don't appreciate that all the time? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I'll have those moments where I'm like, man, I am so fucking lucky. Look at what we get to do. This is unbelievable. Like, what a life. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And then I'll immediately be like, why don't you have this attitude all the time? Like, why don't you appreciate your life more? What is your problem that you constantly overlook all of the positives in your life? And then it's down this negative thought loop where I'm trashing myself for being positive.
But it's like pop-ups on the computer. You know what I mean? It's like we can't stop we can, but a lot of times it's like hard to stop the pop-ups. Like you can't stop the fucking ads that are targeted.
Yeah.
You got to get a Norton antivirus. And Jim Norton hasn't been antivirus.
No, that's just hard though. But even that, I feel like I've been like the older I've gotten, it's like accepting the bad. Like understanding it. Like, oh, it's part of the formula.
Sure.
Like, I can't extract this part of it. Like it's part of it.
Yeah, I look at that as like when I'm down, like if I go through like a down period of time, I go, all right, I guess I'm just down now.
Yeah.
I got to ride this out. It'll be fine.
Well, and also, Petey, you've been through like actual
that
like
helps.
real real hardship.
It's so funny. All our
helps a lot.
hardships are just like, why have
Mental.
yeah. Why have I not actualized?
Yeah, I was.
Petey had federal warrants.
I was joking
Why have I
last
not
night.
actualized?
I was on stage like, man, I'm so happy, like with everything going on in the world, man. I'm always just happy to be from the Bronx, like with the fucking bombs and shit. I'm like, I'm in the Bronx. That got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
That's between you guys.
I'm out of the radius.
Right? That's between both places that start with an I.
Yeah. No, I think we're in. I think we're within Indian Point. I think we're going down.
Oh shit!
I think I talked about that on this show where I said when we were kids, we had to learn, or we did like 1 or 2 drills of like if India, like post 9/11, if Indian Point were to be attacked, what do we do in case of a nuclear?
Oh, I mean, if you lived in that town that you grew up in,
Cook.
there was no drill. They
It actually might.
They should have given you
improve
recess.
things. They just bring us outside.
It's field day.
Just neon slime wave coming over the horizon. I'm like Lieutenant Dan, just ready to fucking take it.
Come on,
I don't know it. Fuck, yo, that's crazy. Skin just disintegrating.
Did you feel?
Sorry, but I was going to ask, do you talk about that at all? Have you talked about like what your past life has been on podcasts or anything like that?
I have one.
You talked about it on my podcast.
I have a couple.
Yeah.
But I have one that I did that. It's so funny. I think, I don't even think agents used to tell people to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Like about me. They'd be like, listen to this podcast.
Well, let's do that again so agents are listening to this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get some
Actually,
agents.
I don't know when this is coming out, but I'm working on the one-man show again in August 23rd.
This will be out
before then.
But yeah, I'm basically talking about my life before comedy, and just like how I don't know, I always wanted to do comedy, like since I was a kid. Like imagine you're a kid, he's like 5. Imagine you're like, yo, what do you want to be? He's like, I want to be a comedian. You'd be like, what? But like imagine him saying that and you're not a comedian.
Yeah.
Like you're just a regular guy. It's like, I want to be a comedian. So like me saying that as a kid in the hood, it was like, what? Shut the fuck up, bro.
You're crazy.
It's so interesting that that's like still the attitude considering how many like special people have come out of that and how many like movie stars, rappers, athletes, like whatever, like just like really almost lottery winners, but out of that environment, but still like somebody having that dream is just like, you're fucking out of your mind.
When you were at your kind of like lower points, you know, like when I get in my shit and I'm like fucked up over money or anxiety or something like that, like I'm not very funny. When you were like in the middle of crime and you knew that like your time was running out almost and shit, did you still feel funny?
I don't think I ever thought my time was running out.
It
just ran out. It just ran out. Even when it was running out, I was like, we'll be right back. After this small commercial break, we'll be right back. I thought it would be right back until it was like, oh shit, it's not working anymore. Okay.
Were you cracking jokes when you got arrested?
Oh, in that point? Because even that, like I got arrested for my past crimes, like probably 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 4 years after I stopped.
Oh wow!
No shit. You were like George Young.
Yeah, I stopped
How he fucking
already.
quit being a dope smuggler, and then he had a party, and that's when they got him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I was because I was doing comedy when I started doing comedy.
Oh shit!
As I got caught, so that's like part of the story.
Did you ever have to go?
Well, when I was working at Greenwich, when I first started, like no one knew, like I was going through it. I was like, I would never tell anybody because it was like, I don't know, felt weird.
What were you doing? Do you mind talking about it? Like in specific?
You mean what I got caught for?
Yeah.
Me and a couple buddies. It's kind of a long story, but I started doing pickups, and I didn't know what the pickups were. Like I was just like. Somebody called me. They're like, yo, you want to make some money and you don't have to hurt anybody. You don't got to kill anybody. So it was like, that phone call is like one of those phone calls where you like, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like, yo, Andy, you want to make some money? You don't got to kill anybody. You're like, well, why'd you have to put that in there? Like, you know what I mean? You could have just been like, you want to make some money, dude.
Yeah, you
Like,
could have left it at
You're
that.
like,
I
whose
would've-
car we driving?
Yeah.
So that was like the first thing, and I'm like, yeah, dude, because I didn't have a job at the time. I was just like chilling on the block in my neighborhood, and but also like I was always like I don't want to say a good kid, but I was like a dependable kid. Like I was like the out of the crew of guys, I was always a dependable. Send them to the store.
Yeah.
Trustworthy. So then it was like I think that's why I got that phone call, and it was just basically like, yo, go to this address, say you're this person, sign for this package, you know, take the package to the mailbox store, take the shit out the package, rewrap the package, send it to address or whatever, and then make money. So that's how it started, and I was like. Maybe like $400 a package.
Oh, wow.
And I would do like a 2-3 a week. And I got to like, they would give me a car. I didn't have a car at the time. So they would like give me a car to do the jobs. And it was like a nice car. So I was like, dude, what?
It was probably drugs. It was drugs.
No, that's the thing. It was computer equipment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stolen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
But that was so like that was how I started. But it's this whole story.
Microprocessors.
Look, yeah, no, for real. Look, but then that took me to like, I did that for like maybe like a summer, and then it was like, yo, you want to come out west? Because this is all in New York, like whatever. And I'm doing this job. I'm not interacting with anyone. Like I'm just literally just doing this job. I don't know who none of these names are. I don't even know what's in the package, bro.
Right.
Like I'm taking the package. I'm not looking like.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just.
Was there
whatever.
any pause in you that was like, don't fuck up a good thing? Or were you immediately like, there's more of this? Let's go.
Bro, I was probably like, what, like 18?
Yeah, $1,200 at 18,
What?
$1,200 a week.
Yeah.
Bro,
you're
and a
rich.
car in the Bronx?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Hayes?
Yeah.
I was the man, bro. I was the man, bro. And that was huge,
What
bro.
kind of car?
Like, it was a Mitsubishi Galant when they like turned into the new body.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like a silver.
Kind of looked like a
Galant.
Beamer.
Yeah, it was a silver
really nice.
Galant with the mirror tint.
Oh.
With the I don't even know, like some bullshit alloy rims. But
Did you instantly get status once you started driving that around?
Hell yeah. Come on.
So people immediately took notice that they're like, oh, Petey's a new swinging dick. We don't know what he's doing, but he's doing
But I was
something.
still like on the block. I'm like, yo, I was just like, yo, I'll be back. Gotta go do something real quick. And then like, but then after that, they're like, yo, you want to come out west and shit? And I'm like, yeah, I guess, yeah. And then I go out west, start doing it out there. And I'll never forget, because I went to LA. That was my first time in LA, LAX. And I was just a dusty dude, bro. I remember, like, I'm in LAX. I got on the Carhartt hoodie, mad dusty, the Timbs with the big-ass jeans. This is, like, probably, like, 2000, 2001 or some shit. I got on the fucking... it's like when you got a do-rag, but you got hair underneath, like you got long hair. It's like, bro, what the fuck you doing? Like, trying to get waves through your afro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
You gotta watch that guy. Like the guy.
It's so funny that I have teammates that have described themselves in the exact same way, mid-hair, or in between haircuts, or in between growing out their hair.
You gotta watch that guy. The guy with a do-rag with no purpose. He's a loose cannon. That do-rag with no purpose.
An errant do-rag.
No waves to be had, no
You
cornrows
gotta
to
watch
protect.
that guy. But I remember I'm at the airport waiting for these guys to pick me up, and I'm waiting for like a couple of like maybe an hour. Like it felt like a couple of hours. It was just a long time. And then they fucking come through. I remember one dude had like, this is like 2000, 2001. Dude had like the black Range Rover like that year, like when they first started coming, like with when they were rounded.
Yeah.
And it was like murdered out all black. And then the other dude had like a fucking like a CL 600 that year. And I'm just like in this car, like, yo, what the fuck?
And you had never interfaced with these people before.
No.
You just spoke to people around you,
Yeah.
and they said they were cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, one of the dudes is like from my hood.
Oh, okay.
But it was still kind of like I haven't seen him in so long. I don't know the lifestyle that he's living. So that was just kind of like, yo, this is crazy. I
Wait,
remember,
did you go out there to live, or did you go out
I just
there
want to go out there to just
like doing to
do some jobs and just see what was going on. And then I remember like the first night we're at some hotel on Sunset, And I'm just like, yo, I couldn't even believe this shit, bro. I was in the hood yesterday. Now I'm in like fucking LA. Like what?
Yeah.
And I remember them because it was a Russian dude and my homie. Russian dude was like the OG, the head of the operation. And they were looking at me like, bro, you can't go out with us like that, bro. Like you gotta do something. And I cut my hair, bro. Money will make you change fast, bro. I was like, get rid of this thing, man. I don't even like hair like that, yo. They just fucking gave me a haircut. Bro, they gave me a haircut, bro. Dude gave me a fucking leather jacket and some gear, bro, some fly kicks. And then we got to the lobby and they were like, yo, which car do you want, man? Like, which car do you want to go to the club in? And I was like, what? And at this time, I had like a fucking driver's permit. I wasn't even supposed to be driving, but I was like, yo, hood, opportunity. They had like the range. They had 2 Benzes and they had like, remember the Hummers, the old school, like the Humvees?
The one that looked like an army truck.
Yeah. So they had that like cherry red with the convertible top, bro. And
it's so funny to be criminal driving that. It's just a fucking giant sign.
No one will ever be able to.
I was like, I want that one. And I fucking went with that one. And I remember, bro, I'm like 19, 20, just this young baby face kid with these guys. And just like, that was like my first day.
Were they packing? Like,
they have huge cocks?
Yeah, I think one of them did. I don't know about the
giant
other one.
dick.
Yeah.
The Russian.
But nah, they had security, bro. Like, that's how balling they were. There was like a few Samoan dudes that just like were I guess would take a bullet for them if they needed to.
That's wild.
But yeah, that shit was like the first day of like.
How long did you stay out there for the first time?
I stayed out there for maybe like a few months.
Oh, no shit.
But then it was like, it's just this whole story because like I was staying with these guys, nicest hotels ever, doing pickups. And then one day, I'm at the, they had cars and shit. I was just chilling in the hotel. I had my G-Unit mixtapes. This is like, that was all that mattered to me, man.
Lloyd Banks was unbelievable back then.
And G-Unit mixtapes was all I needed, bro. I was in the Beverly, Wilshire, listening to the G-Unit mixtapes. I hear a knock on the door, do-do-do-do-do. And then I open the door. It's like a fucking SWAT team.
Oh,
and they're
wow.
like, yo, get in the hall. And I go in the hall. And I guess so this is like the Russian dude, the dude in charge. He was kind of being sloppy and greedy with the hustle.
Uh-huh.
And he was like ordering shit in his name. But then he ordered something to the hotel.
Ugh.
And then that was the shit. And then like I was with them. So it was like, yo, but then the thing that always saved my neck was like, they were like, so how do you know these guys? And I was like, they saw my ID. It was like Bronx, New York. And I was like, I just met him in the lobby. They asked me if I wanted to party with him. And I just got like, hey, he doesn't know shit. Get him out of here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
See,
great.
that's where being funny and also like kind of a natural doofus comes into play.
I would have done, my natural inclination would have been like, listen, I have to come clean with you. I already know I'm in hot water.
I'll roll on whoever you need me to roll on.
I would immediately do that. Be like, all right, Andy, you've gone too deep. You got to get out of this. I remember when I got my DUI, I said, I'm just happy nobody got hurt. I didn't try to deny anything.
That's very sweet, though.
Yeah, that is mad sweet.
I could have walked away, and I waited at the accident scene.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, you didn't John Jones it.
Who'd you hit?
Patch of trees.
A patch of trees.
Fucking guy. I thought he hit a person.
That
I
sounds
woke
like
up.
you flew through the air.
I did. I woke up. I was going 80 miles an hour in the snow on the freeway. I saw my exit. This is how I woke up. Wait, that's my fucking exit. The car turned sideways.
Damn.
Patch of trees. Whoa, we're upside down.
Oh, yeah.
That was the whole accident.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a
Jurassic
call.
Park.
You got a call for that, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was like, whenever shit's bad, I have to remember that I didn't have a seatbelt on. I was going 80 miles an hour. I should have been dead. All this is borrowed time. But anyways, this isn't about me.
Yo, you ever think about, because I was in the car earlier and I put my seatbelt on and I was just thinking about how, like, we're from the generation where no one wore seatbelts, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had the...
We're the first generation that did.
They had to show us crash dummies for it. Like, we used to have to see people go through the fucking windshield.
Dude, my mom, she told me they had like a station wagon and I guess like a little platform in the back, like all just over the trunk where they packed all their shit. And she used to lay back there while they drove distances and had no seatbelt, no nothing. And they got fucking rear-ended, and her body flipped horizontal in the air, smashed into the back of the front seats, fell down, and she was okay.
Yeah.
But that's like just a fucking...
They don't make cars like they used to.
I used to ride in the back of, I mean, you probably did this too. I used to ride around in the back of trucks.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Also, we had a Camry station wagon where it had like a third row that you could flip up, but it was facing the other way. So you literally like
you see cars get close. You're like,
I remember one time I was in Vancouver. I was driving back from Whistler, and I was like, I started hydroplaning, and one of those cars was in front of me, and I could see the kids. At first, they're like, and then they're like, we're coming close. They thought we were about to hit them.
I mean, that's like a level of torture that shouldn't exist. Is like, say somebody hits black ice and then plows into 2 8-year-olds facing you.
Yeah,
like get out of here with that. At least
insane.
face
That
them
used
away.
to be in all the Volvos, the station wagons. Man, that's funny.
So that's out there. That you get busted out there when you're out there for a few months.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
But you don't get in trouble. You just go.
Yeah.
And then you come back to the Bronx.
And then the homie, the big homie, the Russian dude, he ends up because it was a lot. They were making a lot of money, but he ends up getting a private jet, back to Russia.
Oh wow, he's like that.
He fled.
Yeah. So it's like they couldn't extradite him from Russia,
right?
But then me and the homie from the hood, we went back, like we did a few like fucking guerrilla tactic heist in the hood to just kind of like get some money together. And then we just reformatted the hustle and kind of like approached it with a smarter.
Okay, so then you stepped in his position.
I stepped in my homie's position and he stepped in the Russian dude's position.
Wow.
So then I went from like 400 a week to like fucking 10,000.
That's
20,
crazy.
000.
You beat the pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
You literally went door to door, sold everybody Verizon, and then you got to the top and had workers.
And I was like, I didn't even expect it, bro. Like I was cool with the 400 a pickup or whatever. And then it went from like, then I learned the hustle. Like when that happened, I learned what it was. Like I didn't know what it was even to that point. I was just picking shit up.
Can you say what the hustle is now?
Oh, it was I'm trying to think what it's called the RMA. It's a replacement. Damn.
This is the charge?
No, this was like the hustle. Hold on, let me just look it up real quick.
It was labeled.
No, this was the hustle. No, because it was like, this was the like it'd be like, oh, we're about to get some RMAs and shit.
Oh, okay.
The RMA is the chip or the piece of technology?
No. It's just the way that you would get the thing that you were stealing. It's so funny. People be like, yo, what did you say? I'd be like, yo, you never just borrow something and then sell it. That's kind of like what I was doing. All right, you ready? RMA is a return merchandise authorization. So we figured out a way to get like authority to just have like, imagine we were just like getting mad replacements. Mm-hmm. So that's like, if all of our phones, we can get it. Like, if say something's broken and it's under insurance, and they'll like give you a phone tomorrow, they call in the RMA, replacement material.
And then it's your job to send back.
So then they also have to have serial numbers in order to like confirm and to get the shit shipped to them for you. So that was like, we had those materials, and then with those materials, we were able to like build this whole thing, like a fake corporation to like order shit from this huge company called Cisco.
So it's so funny because this, like, when I sometimes think about crime, I think of it as kind of like a messy thing. Mm-hmm. But that seems like almost like any other business.
But
you know what I mean?
The shit was so dope, bro, because like even that, it's like, I'm a hood dude and my boy is like a hood dude. So like we're doing this shit, we're making bad money, and nobody knows what we're doing. So we look like the biggest drug dealers of all fucking time. You know what I mean? But it's like,
you kind of have an office job.
But also you don't have to do all the drug dealer shit. Like, you don't have to carry around a gun. You don't have to go meet somebody.
I mean,
in a
I still had
lot.
a gun and I still was like moving like, because I had money. So I'm like, I had nice cars. I'm like, I don't want to fucking, watching my back type shit. Even though nobody fucking gave a shit about me.
So you were
I did get carjacked once though.
You did.
Yeah.
How much did they take?
They just took my car at
Did
the
you
time.
have cash in it or anything? Or
Nah.
no?
What kind of car?
At the time, it was a what was it? It was a '98 540i white
Whoa.
with the Alpine TVs and the headrest.
Damn.
Pioneer flip out. I had the PlayStation.
This is a 90s
I had
kid.
to go to
dream.
exhibit in the
I had the PlayStation
Had
2.
a fish tank as a center console.
Nah, bro. I had
Wait,
the,
so when you get carjacked like that, are you even calling the cops?
bro, you want to hear the craziest fucking story?
Yes.
So I'm in Orlando at the time. I'm living in Orlando for a little bit. I'm driving around because there's nothing to do in Orlando. So I'm just driving around. You go downtown, there's clubs and shit going on. Driving around. My girlfriend at the time like messages me or calls me and my phone drops in between like the little center console. I pull into a parking garage. I'm looking for my shit. And then a car pulls in behind me. And I'm not even thinking nothing of it. I just hear, "Rah!" And then like dudes jump out. And then one dude's on this side, one dude's on this side. They both have guns like in my my window, in my passenger window. And then I get out, whatever, just get down on the floor. And then when I get up, bro, like they drive off with my car, and I'm like, it happened right in front of a police precinct, bro. Literally, like in downtown Orlando.
Oh my God.
Under the fucking, there's like a parking garage under the highway.
In the happiest place on earth.
Yo, and then I do a joke about this shit where I'm like, yo, the fucked up part is like, when you leave the hood, you can't even report back to the hood with anything bad happening. Like if I would call my boy like, yo, bro, you wouldn't believe I just got carjacked. He's like, bro, you let Mickey Mouse in them
Yeah.
take your shit. You let Goofy and fucking Daffy Duck in them take
I feel like that.
Donald.
Mickey does wear gloves. You couldn't trace the
Right.
prints.
Those are some of the most hood dudes I've ever seen. Are the North Florida guys?
Oh, hell yeah. But
That's-
like, and that goes from like there all the way to like Jacksonville.
Yeah, all that because I follow
Gainesville.
I follow a few accounts like rap accounts or whatever, and then like because of that, my algorithm. The other day I spent like 2 hours watching this white lesbian who just did fades, but
I
she
know
lived
who-
in Jacksonville.
I think I know who that is.
She just
yeah.
does faith.
She's like a white lesbian with a ponytail that like wears basketball shorts and wife beaters, and
Yeah.
and she just
I've
she's
seen
a
her.
barber student,
That's hilarious.
and it's
I
so
love
funny.
watching barber clip on. It's the best.
But it's like the
Very
dudes,
satisfying.
like every one of the dudes looks like a Zoe or whatever, like a Haitian,
Yeah.
like a Haitian gangster kind of thing. Like they like the crazy
Crazy dreads, yeah.
It's that's like a part of the country that I would not fuck around in.
Oh yeah, nah. That
So
shit's
you didn't
serious.
report it though.
I did. I went to the precinct. What you mean I didn't?
so you
report
walked
it?
across the street.
I walked in. I said, "Was nobody looking?"
I
was
can
like-
literally see from the reception desk.
I'm like, "Did anybody see what happened here?" And then, but they found the car like maybe like a week or two later, just fucking wrecked. But the craziest shit is like they couldn't get the rims off because I had one of those locks on, so they couldn't get the rims. And they just, I don't know, they just like fucked the car up. Like they cut the leather seats up.
Yeah, at that point they were probably pissed they couldn't get the thing that would have made them the most money.
Yeah, and then I just sold the car as it was.
No shit.
Yeah. And then after that, I was on demon time.
Just
gotta-
trading cars all the time.
And I got a shotgun immediately, and I was
No
like,
shit.
but like, it's so funny because like, if I go through the history of my life, I've always gotten a gun after something was done to me. But it's like, bro, it already happened.
Yeah.
Like you're too late, bro. Fuck you. You got nothing else to steal. Like, what are you defending?
I feel like that's a pretty classic Florida thing to have in your car, though. Like a shotgun
yeah.
isn't even anything somebody
No,
would
no.
sneeze at. They'd be
So
like,
what? Sorry to interrupt you, Mike.
yeah, that was my only thought.
So you're doing this. What is the moment that you decide, like, I guess this isn't for me, or like, I want to do something else? Because for me, like, I've never even made a lot of money, but the things that make me money, if they make me money in a somewhat convenient way, I mean,
Mhm.
like we're talking about it, all the
Yeah.
clubs that we go back to that we hate the weekend,
Yeah,
and then we go, but the fucking, I'm gonna make $2,500.
yeah.
And so I keep doing it, and so I'm saying like this seems like a much easier kind of thing in a sense that like you're making actual money. I've never made BMW 540i money. So where is that point, or where are you when you're like, I think I'm gonna go back and live straight?
I never had the moment of living straight. It kind of just happened, bro. Like the hustle slowed up because it went from like, and I had like a nice run. And I feel like most criminal runs, most like crime runs, they don't last that long.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like a few years, few years.
But you had that awareness then, so you knew like you were trying to get like have a big pop, big windfall, and then get out.
No, I thought it would never run out.
Okay.
You were just spending it all.
I was spending like I never had it.
Yeah.
And because I never had it.
Yeah. No.
But no, so the shit went from like 10, 20. Like it was, I would say it was an average of like 12 to 15,000 a week for me for like years, like maybe like 4 or 5 years, 6 years. And then it started slowing down. It started going from like, 10, then it would go down to like, from 10,000 a week to like 10,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? But I'm not really thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then it goes from 10,000 a month to like 5,000 a month. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta move. I can't afford this rent. And then it became like super stressful. And I was like, I'm getting older too as the time goes from like my 20s. I'm like getting into like the 25, 26, 27.
Yeah.
And like and doing
You know
comedy.
what I mean? And no, this is before that. So like I start like, it starts stressing me out, bro, because I didn't know, like, I never experienced that. Like, I've had money before. I mean, I've been broke, never had money. Then I had money, and then I stopped making money as, like, consistent as I used to. So then the pivot was like, fuck, what do I do now? So then I just kind of gave up on it because it was like, I might as well get a regular fucking job if I'm going to be stressed out, and I'm not going to be making money like that. So that was like well, no, I didn't get a regular job first. What I started doing, what was I doing? I started doing I started making custom sneakers.
Okay.
At a place on Miami Beach. It was a place called Philly in Miami. If anybody was in Miami at the time, they remember it was
like you were painting them with your hands.
So they sold painted sneakers, but I figured out a way online to like put lights in sneakers.
Okay.
So I started like just like kind of putting lights in the midsoles of Air Force Ones, and at the time it was like a huge deal. Like you may see it at the mall, like the fucking
that's kind of cool. Yeah.
So this is like 2008,
so
2007.
Like Furious, lights under the chassis.
Bro,
let's do it for our sneakers.
Dude would pay me like $200 a shoe, and I'm doing like 2, 3, 4, 5 a day type shit. So I was making a nice chunk of change.
Yeah.
But then that shit slowed down. And then I started like getting into like the art scene because one of the homies that worked there, my homie Abstract, he worked at the custom sneaker store. We kind of linked, and then we just became cool. And then I needed a place to live. He hooked me up with one of his homies that had a house, and he was an artist. And then he was like, yo, why don't you do that light shit in like the art thing that I'm doing? And then I did that, and I saw like the first time I did something, it was like sold for like $800 to $1,000, and like I'm from the hood, so for me, I was like, I guess I'm an artist now. I was like, I'm an artist, Banksy who? You know what I'm saying?
Art Basel.
Art Basel, yeah, we're
just mushing people out of the way.
I was gassed, and then that shit fucking fell through, and then it was rock bottom time, and then I had a homie that worked at a sneaker store, and he saw me fucked up, and he was like, bro, you want to like, if you need, I got a job. I can get you a job at the store. And that was like my rock bottom. Imagine for like 9 years, I've been living this high life.
Yeah.
Even the homie that like gave me the job, like he remembered me from the high life.
Yeah. That's wild.
Like
man.
I flipped on him at one, like, cause he was like maybe like a year older than me, but when he was from like New Jersey, I'm from New York. We're both in Miami. It was kind of like we was like up north homies, but then like I guess he had a better head on his shoulder because he'd be like, yo, why don't you like try to save some money, bro? And I'd be like, yo, you sound like a hater right now, bro. I'm like, my boy don't want to see me shine. That's what that sounds like. That's crazy, bro. I'm like, damn, Nicole's coming from inside, bro. And I remember flipping out on him. I remember vividly flipping out on him one time, and then like I remember being down bad, damn, I should have listened to him, but he never brought it up, bro. I was like, oh no, this dude's mad cool.
Yeah, you can't rub your face in piss, I guess.
I'd have been like, yo, what happened?
The thing that really impresses me though, and granted, I don't know the time frame of all this, but like, is your like hustle, your kind of like mindset for making money and like your intuition to make money and switch because I really don't have that. And that's probably a product of like how I grew up, where I grew up. Whereas like you grew up and you like making shit happen since you were a kid, I guess.
Well, I just didn't want a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like if I put it under a microscope.
Where did that come from though, in terms of like being able to self-start? Because that's not a lot of people. Most, I would wager 90% of people can't just like figure out a way to make money out of nowhere.
But
even illegally.
Are you coming from a place where everybody, because this is me being a white boy, do people not have good jobs? Is that why you don't want a regular job? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're in the hood.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to fucking work at Associated Grocers Warehouse.
You know what it was, I think, too?
You know what I mean?
Such a specific.
No, you know.
That's what my friends from the hood worked at.
No
they
shit,
all got
yeah.
jobs. Like, they all were like, they bought stolen shit, sold stolen shit, sold drugs, and then like they had a kid and then turned 28 and they were like, I gotta fucking get a job, like a real job. So they all went to Associated Grocers.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to say that that shit came when I was like in my late teens, like running with these guys for like a couple years. I learned so much of like a perspective that I never had because they were already into this lifestyle of like imagine I'm like 18 and I'm not supposed to be in clubs and strip clubs and shit like that, and I'm rolling with these guys and they're like, yo, how much is it if like the cops come in here? What's the fine? And they're like 8 or 400 or 800. He's like, here's 1,600. If they fucking come in, you keep it and the extra shit. And like, so I was just like, I like grew up and was raised in that specific time of years.
Yeah.
In my late teens, and it kind of changed my perspective of like, what do you mean no?
Did you guys ever?
No, for real. Like that's what they were training me. Like I didn't know that as a kid. Like yo, no doesn't mean no. It just means maybe not right now, but you can fucking come back and you find another way to get what you want.
It's so stupid because mine was the same thing. I had the same thing, but it was like, what do you mean I can't sleep in the banquet room of this hotel? I literally like
I should be able to piss in any closet I want.
No, like I would just go up to like ski resorts and I would like sit in the parking lot and they'd be like, "Oh, you can't be here," and I'd be like, "Yeah, but I'm gonna be here." And then I'd like break into the lodge and go to sleep or something like that. Like I didn't have any consequences were like abstract to me. But when you're in the Bronx, it seems like Manhattan is always going to be the castle on the hill. Were you guys, when you had the money, when you started to get money, you guys coming into Manhattan?
Of course, bro. Yeah, I remember one time, me and the homie lost like, I think I was bugging because I was like, yo, bro, I never had that much money in my life. So, and I was Versace, everything. My shit was different. Like, it was different. Like, imagine seeing a young kid and it's just like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? Like, it definitely drugs.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, it's definitely drugs. But I remember like doing the city, like I'm from the hood. I never like stayed at nice hotels in the city, the W and all that shit. And I remember one day we were like going back to Miami and I was in a cab, I'm dumb high and all the luggage is in the back and like the cab drives off with the luggage in the fucking trunk. Because I'm like smoking a blunt or some shit on the sidewalk. And my boy's like, yo, where's my shit? And I'm like, what? What shit? What are you talking about? I was like, yo, the fucking shit. So this is before Uber, bro. So this is like, you're not seeing your luggage again. All the fucking credentials was in there for us to like get on the plane and all that shit. And then we just fucking took a car all the way from like, that's how much, you know how much a car to Miami? Like a taxi?
$5,000? I don't know.
Definitely a few thousand. But yeah, it was crazy.
You just took a car.
Yeah.
And you never got those suitcases.
Nah. They fucking came up, bro.
That's wild.
But yeah. Coming back to New York was wild. I remember the first time coming back to New York after the fucking when the raid happened in LA. Cause my boys hadn't seen me in a while. So I came back. I had the Jeff Hamilton joint with the NBA patches on it. I just had money. You know, I had the fly Timbs. And I remember giving people like, and I remember telling them like, yo, all this shit. Yo, I had the red Hummer, this and this and that. And my homies was like, they was like, we don't believe you, bro. I was like, what? It happened. I was there. They're like, where's the pictures, man? I was like, oh.
Damn.
They were haters, bro. I was so like, that shit crushed me, bro. Like, that shit crushed me. I just wanted them to be like, yo, that's so cool.
Just proud.
They were like, nah, man. And then I got the Beamer. So then after that, Then I got the Beamer. And it was like, ooh!
Is that the one you got pulled over in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what kind of, that was a 325?
No, that was a 540.
Oh,
that was
nice.
the one they stole from me, but I got it in New York before I left to like go down south to Miami.
So what's the
So the hood got to see me shine, you heard?
Yeah,
son. NBA Live. I had NBA Live with Jason Kidd on the cover.
Nice.
PlayStation 2 in the
Playing
whip.
in the headrest.
Yeah, man. Come on, son. That was a what?
when you go back to New York eventually after hitting rock bottom in Miami?
Oh yeah, I was working at a sneaker store, and then I got fired from the sneaker store. But I always had a hustle, bro. Like, so the homie that got me the job at the sneaker store, he was the buyer at the sneaker store manager, and I was just, employee. But then this was around the time the Heat were in the championship. That was the year that they lost to the Mavericks. And I remember like having this idea because my homie was a graphic designer, my roommate. And I was like, yo, what if we take the Heat logo, but we make it say hate? Right?
Yeah.
And then it was never done before, bro. It was never done. So my boy did it. And then my boy kept being like, bro, you got to make a T-shirt, bro. Even if it's like one or two. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. I never had the follow through. I'm like, whatever. And then one day, I go into the sneaker store I'm working at, and I just like, I'm trying to apply this new hustle I've learned. It's not a hustle, but just like asking in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So like, instead of asking this guy like, hey, can you help me? I was like, yo, do you think you could, do you know anybody that prints or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And then it intrigued him. He's like, wow, what you trying to print? And I was like, I showed him the shit, and he was like, you think this will sell? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, how about, and he just like gave me this deal. He was like, yo, how about we print 12 dozen and then like, yo, we see how it goes. And then that shit went like, broop. And
No
then
kidding.
It went, broop.
Yeah.
And then my boy was like, then my boy seen it that put me on, and he's like, yo, why you didn't ask me to help, bro? Like, I would have helped. And I was like, because you be hating on me, nigga.
And he was trying to tell me to save money.
Nah, and then after that, my boy, he seen my vision. Like, I was pretty good with, like, working in the store. I just saw how people shop. And at the time, it was like when those graphic shirts were like, the cool sayings or a little rap verse was on the
Especially
joint.
if you're selling that locally in Florida too.
Right.
Like they're going to
And then it goes with the sneakers,
Yeah.
so whatever matched the sneakers.
Yeah, I think I had a shirt at one point that had like a silk screen of Pablo Escobar
Yeah.
for no reason. I
Yeah.
think I was like 28. I was just wearing a purple shirt with Pablo Escobar on it everywhere.
Is that when you had long hair?
Yeah. kind of around there.
My prize shirt that I'm still like looking for it. It was the movie poster to the movie Juice.
Yeah.
But
Fire.
OJ was the guy.
that's
That's
nice.
central
Yeah.
image.
That's
It's like
fire.
the best shirt I've ever owned in my life, and I've never been able to find it.
We might
since.
gotta make that.
I know.
You might gotta make that. But nah, so that was the hustle, being the homie. We figured that out, and then we started making money. And then I got fired from the sneaker store. And then I was like, yeah, that was the first time. This is like, I'm like 29 at the time. And I was like, yo, it finally hit me like, yo, I don't have any life skills, bro. Like, I just really been winging this shit the whole time.
Mm-hmm. So you're like, what does that apply to?
Right.
Stand-up comedy.
No, kind of. But then I had a homie that was like, oh, like I had a bro, and I was in a crew of like graffiti homies, even though I wasn't a writer, but like all the homies were graffiti writers. And then one of the dudes was like, a little more, had his head on his shoulders a little more than the rest of the crew.
Mm.
And then we kind of became cool, and he would always try to like motivate me and shit like that. And then one time he invited me to like the speaking engagement, like motivational speakers, and there was like this dude. It wasn't even the main guy. It was just like the warm-up guy. And he was like, don't die without doing something you ever wanted to do. And he was like, he was talking shit about like adult, and then I felt like he was talking to me because I had on like a fucking, I think like a LeBron jersey, and he's like, stop watching the game and get in the game. He was like, oh, he's like, to see a grown man with another man's name on his back. I was like, what? He's talking to me. He's talking to me. And then like whatever, I left that shit. It was cool. Whatever. A couple weeks go by. I'm chilling, and then for some reason that shit like was in my head. Like I just heard that shit. Like, yo, don't die. And then I'm like, yo, what did I always wanted to do, bro? And I was like, oh shit, I always wanted to do stand up. I never gave it a try.
Yeah.
I did give it a try. Like, but it was when I was younger. My mom, like, it was like, this is like early 90s, there was like a kids competition, like a stand-up kids competition. I don't even remember. I don't remember the club, but I think it might have been like either like Catch a Rising Star.
Okay, yeah.
Back in the day.
On First Ave.
Yeah, and I remember going in and losing, and then it was like, well, guess that's not it. But then like,
well, that's my one chance.
Yeah, yo, dude.
Age 11.
Yeah, that was it. I retired at 11, came back at 29. But no, it hit me. It was like, yo, I never gave it a real shot, and then I just started studying and trying to see like what to do and how to do this shit, and then I just started, bro.
You moved back to New York?
So I was living in Miami, and then I visited because they were like, yo, you got to go to New York. That's where it's at. You know, because people were giving me mad love in the beginning in Miami, but there wasn't really nothing going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this is bullshit love. This ain't, not saying it was bullshit, but it was like, this shit isn't like, it doesn't hold any weight. Yeah.
It's
So
like
then
community theater.
coming to New York for like a week. Oh no, I came here for a month because I had stacked up some bread from the t-shirt shit. And I remember coming here and like, bro, like seeing this shit, like people were like, oh man, you're going hard. Like in Miami, I do like 4 mics a week. And then I come here, it's like, yo, you could do like 25 mics a week. So like that was like, yo, this is it, bro. And then I started going to Greenwich. I remember like, cause this was 2012, the stand in Greenwich had just opened. So in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna try to target the new clubs to see if I could, like, they'll at least let me hang out. Watch the shows. And then like I would just watch every show there. And then I started helping out. And then I got a job there. But before I went back to Miami, like, because I was just there for the month, like getting the feel of New York, like, oh man, I want to move here, you know? And then like a few days before I went back, the feds came to my mom's house and snatched me up.
Oh shit.
But it's like this whole thing because it was like I remember I did my first bringer show, all kind of shit, and like all these people came to see me, and it was like this, whoa, he's fucking doing it. Yeah, and then I had to make the call like, hey, Mark, can you come and get me?
Oh my God.
Where you at? I'm like, yo, I'm at Center Street, man, downtown. And I remember my mom came to get me out. Like, this is after her getting off of work because she worked in the city. She came fucking with her bags and shit. And then, like, her and my sister had to put up their houses for collateral to get me out.
Jesus Christ.
And this was crazy. This is like me at 29. But also, I'd been fucking up my whole life.
Like,
I left out, like, a huge
I'm
part.
sure,
like,
yeah.
This is like, yeah. So, like, I've been fucking up my whole life.
This is a teaser for everybody to go see the fucking one-man show.
Yeah. And then that was the fucking last time I got in trouble, though.
So wait, then you get out, and then they give you what, 9 months until your court case? 3 months?
Yeah, and then they kept getting pushed back. So I was just out here like awaiting sentencing, and like that's when I met everybody. That's when I was like doing comedy. Like I would just, and then it's so funny in my mind. I'd be like, yo, I'm just gonna fucking be nice. I'm gonna try to be the best guy I could be. So like if I go to jail, because I knew I was gonna plead guilty. Because like if I pled guilty, I'd face like the most is 5 years.
Yeah.
But if I took it to trial and lost, then I'd face like 20 years. I'm like, I can't do 20 years. So then I'd be like, yo, I'm just gonna be nice to people, and like hopefully if I go to jail, someone will remember me. And they'll be like, isn't that the nice guy that used to fucking where the fuck you been, buddy? I'm like, yo, man, I went away to college, man. Yeah.
So then what was the sentence?
Oh, so fast forward to actual sentencing, which was I think 2014. I got arrested in 2012.
That's so crazy to
That
be
is
2
wild.
years waiting on a federal larceny or whatever.
But it was cool because I knew at least I know I could be outside longer. Like
Yeah.
I didn't. It was like, you know, the further they could push it back, the more I felt like I could be outside.
Yeah.
And then so when it came to the date, I pled guilty, and I got 5 years. Yeah, 5 years probation. Like 250 community service hours and like $560,000 in restitution.
Wow.
Well, that's
God damn.
wild.
I still owe like $558,000. I still owe like $559,999.
TV show with
Petey, holy shit, man. That's unbelievable. When's the show?
August 23rd.
Where at?
Union Hall.
So
Everybody-
get tickets, Union Hall, August 23rd.
Yo, the funniest shit too was
Unreal.
afterwards my mom's like, you know, because I remember like it was a big deal. Like when we got out the court, bro. Like, because you don't know. I don't know if you don't know if you're going to
and also
jail,
right, like you can go if they decide
Yeah.
you're going then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no, all right. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I'm going into. I remember
You're preparing to go
Dustin
away.
Chafin, bro. I remember being like, hey man, I might not come back tomorrow, bro. He was like the only person that I told. Dustin Chafin was the manager at Greenwich Village, also a comic.
Oh my god!
But I remember telling him because I was working there, so I'm like, bro, I might not come in tomorrow. I might not be back for a long time. You know what I mean? So I remember,
shit.
and I remember like and I was supposed to intern, and I ended up interning the night that they let me go, and I went back to intern at the club. I had on my suit and shit. I
That's
was like
awesome.
interning in my suit, and then that was like the best, like one of the best sets too. I remember like having up until that point because
I
it was
bet.
like I was just being honest.
That's
bro.
your Andy Dufresne moment too. You just got out of the pipe. It's raining. You're just like, what the fuck?
Nah, that shit was crazy, bro.
Wow,
It's so crazy also to think about like just this is me being lame, but like from a prison recidivism kind of idea, like the idea like how we punish people because like Petey, like you decide after you get caught that you're gonna just try to be like straight and narrow, good, you know, have people remember you, but that probably would have been like fucking just beaten out of you if you had to go to prison for 5 years. I don't know if you would have, you know, like whatever it would be, you wouldn't be the same person if you spent 5 years in jail.
That's what's funny. Yeah, you got rehabilitated by the threat of prison.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I'd say that it helped me. Honestly, like even being because if to put the years together, it was about 7-8 years, like including like it was 5 years probation, not including the first 2 years.
Yeah.
That I couldn't do anything, and in that time, it definitely helped me. Kind of like it disciplined me in comedy. Like I never like wild out. I never like. Also, I lived a life, so I was never chasing anything. Like, you know, I wasn't into drugs. I wasn't into like, I mean, I'd chase some tail here and there, but I wasn't like fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
And I just never, I don't know. It helped me love comedy more, bro. So even if I did go to jail, I think I would have been okay because it was like, I fucking realized like, yo, there's this thing like, yo, just when you think you don't got nothing, you're like, yo, I got something that I've been had my whole fucking life. But you just gotta like, take it serious. Like, yo, you telling me I could just, like, the shit that I've been doing for free and fucking off my whole life, if you take it serious enough, you can, like, do something with it. You know what I mean? So that was always like, yo, I got my thing, bro.
I'm going to get into
Petey is our guardian angel. He was sent here at an exact right time. We've been bitching and moaning for 3 episodes straight.
I just decided I'm going to go into HVAC right now. It's always been in me. I've always been meant to do heating.
Wow. I'm never going to complain again.
Nah, don't do HVAC, bro.
Never.
No, I think it's like this sounds lame, but I am envious of people that come from like the hood or like different, because like I'm always trying to get back to the neighborhood I grew up in, which is a nice neighborhood. If I came from just like $40,000 less a year, I would be like, man, I made it, you know? But instead I'm like, I gotta get back to Volvo.
You'll do it.
I will.
You'll do it one day.
I'm already there through marriage.
It's
true. Fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying, the delusion part too, where it's like, yo, dude, what? I could just fucking imagine.
Yeah,
Just
it's like Hook. It's like eating.
Dude, it's like, even now, it's like, bro, like you're saying, like, bro.
You know, it's a fucking fake
You should
pie.
you should have the outfit I had on the last episode when you said that. I had a striped shirt with a backwards baseball cap. I looked like I walked off the set of The Sandlot. I had no idea. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I do look like a guy dressed as a little boy. I look like I'm trying to groom children.
Yeah,
Not the
you're like,
Oshkosh.
I'm hanging out at the ball field. What are you guys talking about?
Oshkosh Summer 25.
That Aaron Judge is some hitter, huh? We
Want
got
some Cracker Jacks, kids?
Yeah, we
Petey,
gotta wrap up.
I think you are one of the, like I said, one of the funniest people, but I also,
Same, bro.
your attitude is so great in this world that we live in right now.
Refreshing.
It's so refreshing and I'm so glad that we're friends, because I feel like every time it's like I have a little magical friend that once in a while I run into, and he gives me some magic. But
Never said that about me, man.
yeah, we're usually freaking out together. We're usually complaining about our wives.
He's like, take my wife. No, really?
But everybody go see Petey.
Yeah, August 23rd, Union Hall. And social media?
PD's jokes. That's it.
PD's
Oh no, I'm bugging. Petey DeAbreu. I changed it. I'm professional now. You know when you change your IG handle, you're like, no more nickname.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I'm actually Andy the Comedian now. I switched it back.
That's hilarious.
Andy Haynes on Punch Up Live for all my live dates. Just go there. It's the link in all my bios.
Yeah, MikeCannonComedy.com, punchup.live /Mike Cannon, and YouTube.com /Mike Cannon Comedy. Nicole?
Nicole Lyons Productions on Instagram. Follow Beautiful Boys everywhere.
Bye.
BBs.